Well, there is a problem here philosophically. Dan alludes to this. There's this thing called the principle of sufficient reason, right? This idea that comes down most famously from Leibniz, that everything happens for a reason. And sometimes this is interpreted very innocently as not anything goes, right? There are laws. There's, a causal chain of interaction in physics or whatever. But as I like to point out, if you pick up a book on classical mechanics or quantum mechanics or general relativity, the words cause and effect never appear in these books because the laws of physics don't work that way. They're patterns. They're differential equations that say one damn thing after another, a specific thing after another, but they work equally well forwards and backwards. They don't attribute causes to things. So when I debated William Lane Craig, and he wants to say anything that begins needs a cause. The universe begins, therefore the universe needs a cause. Therefore God exists. And he expects the cosmologist to argue about whether or not the universe had a beginning. But I argued about whether or not everything that begins needs to have a cause, because I think that the idea of cause is purely emergent, macroscopic, human scale, not something that should be found in the fundamental workings of the universe.
Yeah, Bertrand Russell said that the concept of causality survives because, like the monarchy, it is mistakenly believed to do no harm.
Lovely
and that's
quote.
It's a subtle idea that I think we should try harder to get across.
Let me make another point. You say, look through the books of the physicists and the books and articles, and you won't find the word cause. And I have recently been inviting students and others that I've been talking with about this. See if you can find an article, peer-reviewed article, in the most hard-bitten, scientifically tough biology journal you can think of. You choose it. See if you can find an article that doesn't at any point talk about function and, in effect, teleonomy.
Or cause.
Or cause.
I mean, what causes AIDS? What causes COVID?
But I'm more concerned that so many biologists seem to have a certain false consciousness about this. They think they're ardent anti-teleologists, and they're engineers. They're talking about mechanisms everywhere. You cannot talk about the ribosome, for instance, without talking about all the functions that the parts do, why they do the things they do, and so forth. And that's just...
Well, there's a sense in which human psychology, and this is something that I've written about in the Stuff of Thought, where there are huge mismatches between our intuitive physics and real physics. Our concept of time as having a past, present, and future. Our concept of matter as stuff that is stuff all the way down at any scale. That of objects as discrete entities. Of causation as a kind of oomph or impetus that gets transferred to things. These are all our concept of discrete places and paths, all of which are reflected in language fairly directly. Our nouns, our verbs, our tenses, our prepositions don't have counterparts in real physics, but do have counterparts in engineering. That is, at the macroscopic level of physics combined with human goals, you can't avoid things like cause and container and substance and present versus future. And I suggest that human cognition evolved not to deal with regularities at the levels that physicists document them, but regularities at the levels that engineers, including we human intuitive engineers, have to deal with the world, which you can't avoid notions like function, cause, purpose, agency, objects.
This is where Judea Pearl's work comes in very valuably. And there's that lovely quote from Thomas Pynchon's novel, Gravity's Rainbow, where somebody says, nothing does anything, things just happen. No, that's physics.
It's not
in
cognitive
the
psychology.
engineering world, in the biological world, things do things.